Hi, this is Corwyn.
And this is Baby New Year James. Welcome to This Movie's Gay. Do you want to redo that?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
We've been discussing this for a solid 3 minutes, according to the recording thing. So we're good. We're fine. This week we actually don't have a special guest.
We don't. It's just us two hanging out.
It's been a while since the second podcast. It's been a few weeks since the second week, right? So we had the second week where it was just us, and then the third week we had Nicole. So we've had guests every week since then. So yeah.
I thought you were talking about our recording schedule, and I said, to them, it's only been a week, Corwyn.
I mean, it's been a minute since we've just recorded, just the two of us without a guest. Anyway, this week...
before we get to the movie.
Okay,
Before we get to the movie...
James has special announcements.
Well, no, it's not a special announcement. It's just something I want to do.
Yes.
Even though we're a fresh, young podcast, this is episode 6, guys. It's being released on New Year's Eve. So,
yes.
Corwyn, I just wanted to know, how's your year been? Think of this as a Christmas card, a digital Christmas card for any of your family to let them know about your year.
My digital Christmas card to my family. I mean, normally I don't say anything. I'm just it's fine. But overall, my year's been pretty good. I met you this year.
And that's... check. We can stop.
Started a podcast.
Check.
And then as far as financial job stuff goes, I found a new place to live that I like. And then I got a better job than I had before, moved up pretty quickly, all of that stuff. So I'm doing well.
Financially,
doing well better. Financially. Yeah. Who knows how long this will last though? Because I do miss theater, even though it hurts me so. But yeah, overall, I'd say it's been a pretty swell year, despite everyone else's experiences with 2018 and its terribleness. 2016, bad. 2017, bad. 2018, bad. Yes, that is exactly it. And yes, overall, as far as the world goes, I would say no. But personally, it has been fine for me.
That's good.
All right, so what's yours? Your year, your Christmas card. I don't know why I said it like that. Card.
Because I'll be doing the same thing on mostly Speak and Sentai, but this one I'll keep a little vague. What?
You've watched a few gay movies.
Yeah. So my year started in a position that was not marketed. It was not as it was marketed.
I'm in that position now.
First day there, I asked my old boss for my past job back. They said, you got to give it some time, James. And hey, 4 months later, I was back in that old department, begging to be back in that department. Except I quit. And then they said, oh, no. You can just go back to the old department. We're fine with that. I said, okay, I'll stay. And then, hey, I still didn't like that place. So I quit, started this podcast network. And I'm hoping people start listening to this.
Hoping that those directors are here's some money, review our movie.
Yes, of course. I need to turn down my headphones real quick because you peaked
loud.
Mine out.
I think I did peak, actually.
No, you didn't, but keep vamping.
Vamp. I also did that for a solid 2 minutes before we started actually recording this, and James was like, you don't have to vamp. We're not recording yet. I was like, I don't care.
And
I'm doing it.
You're like Vampa White. That's Vanna White, but she vamps. She's the king of vamp.
I didn't know that.
I'm
respect
the king
it.
of vape, baby.
You don't even vape.
Yeah, no. Oh, I did edibles this year.
Oh, Happy New Year.
Because Nicole was doing them, and then she said, this isn't working. And I said, we got gypped on this? Damn it. And then even though I'm straight edge, I said, maybe she just doesn't know what high is. So I thought to myself, I'll take a little bit and I'll scrum nom nom that. And it didn't do anything. And I was like, damn it. Maybe I know edibles and people say, hey, let it sink in. I let it sink in for an hour and a half and nothing. So then I just ate half a cookie and I said, you want to know what? I'll eat the other half. I waited another 90 minutes. Nothing happened. And I said, you want to know what? I'm going to play PlayStation. It'll be fine. Started playing Ratchet and Clank 3, Up Your Arsenal. I think that's the third one. Could be the second one.
No idea.
And then my mind started feeling fuzzy. And I said, wow, I cannot concentrate on this game today. Maybe I'm stressed, whatever. And I say, hey, Nicole, I'm going to turn this off and watch some TV. As I stand up, it just hits me like a truck. And I get blitzed out of my mind.
That's usually what happens with people trying edibles for the first time.
And then I demanded Nicole. I said, turn the PlayStation 3 on. I want to play Mod Racer Nation, I believe is the name of it, just to see how well I would do at playing it. And somehow I would be in first place, first lap. Then all of a sudden, first place, second lap, I'm like, where did the time go? Where did the time go? Then all of a sudden, third lap, first place still. And I'm just watching the screen and saying, Nicole, I am so sorry. I don't know how I'm doing this right now.
You were winning though.
Yeah, that's what I didn't understand.
You're like, I don't know how. I don't know what's happening, and I'm winning.
And then, okay, so the Vanna White thing, Nicole and I play Wheel of Fortune, and Nicole whoops my ass every single time. I will look at something, it'll be D blank NCES with wolves, and I'll be like, what is this? I do not know what this is. Oh no, the C wasn't in dances. Of course, then like it clicks in my head, oh, it's dances with wolves. But Nicole, we hate the computer, and the computer is always like, above all, Vanna. And Nicole does this thing where she'll go, above all, Vanna.
Does it have that Southern Oil Tycoon voice?
Yeah, kind of. And then Nicole started doing that when I was high and trying to drink water, because it took maybe 4 minutes for me to get to this right here. I'm pointing it like at a spot in the recording space. It used to be our living room, to the kitchen, which is the next room. And then Nicole kept going, above all, Vanna. And I said to Nicole, I cannot do this. You're making me laugh. I'll just spit out all the water. Then, as Nicole was making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for me with strawberry jelly.
Yeah, strawberry.
I hate being high. That's why I chose to be straight edge. It's just like, in order for me to stop eating Burger King all the time, I needed to just go vegetarian. I needed to do an extravagant life change to do this, even though I wasn't a big pothead, as some would say. I just smoked a few stogies here and there. And maybe lit up a couple bowls that looked like a door stopper.
Oh, like those like wooden door jams they have in
it was a bowl that looked like that, but smoother.
Yeah, like they polished it.
Yeah, and rounded edges.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't. I doubt it. I don't think someone just grabbed a wooden doorstop and made a bowl out of it.
I mean, people do odd things to create those smoking.
Hey, there's some weed fanatics out there. Let's just say that.
I would not doubt if anyone took one of those door jams and made a bowl out of it.
Hey guys, if you're listening and you love weed, grab a door stopper, make a bowl out of it, probably clean it first, and then tweet at us, this movie's gay. But final thing about me getting high, I was really into another podcast called 8-Bit Book Club at the time, and they had just done the Donkey Kong Country TV show, and they reviewed a couple episodes, so it was in my mind. And I said, man, that intro, the theme song is energetic. I think if I put it on, I will all of a sudden be amped and I won't be high anymore. It'll sober me up. So it was just me on this little jam speaker over here, just blaring that, yelling, "Hey, look out down below. Gotta get this banana slammer. Ho." And Nicole, I don't know what she was thinking at the time. Oh, she was pissed because it didn't get her high.
Oh.
It did make her sleep well, so she is excited for marijuana in Illinois to someday be legalized, so she can just take a little THC tablet and zonk out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's my year. Oh, darn it. We got to get into this movie.
Yes. that's hilarious. And listen to the other podcast so you can see how else James's wonky year went.
Yeah. Listen to, I'll go more into detail. We're also going to say what we're thankful for and maybe some New Year's resolutions.
Some resolutions. My resolution is to watch more gay movies, as should everyone that's listening to this.
We're going to at least watch 52 of them.
Yes.
I hope you want to know, I'll discuss that. It was a business idea that I want to do with you.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, no, one thing, we need to write a movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We needed to write apparently a sword and
sorcery
gay movie because we can't find one.
There is a lesbian sword and sorcery series that's
you
on.
Mean Xena?
No. It's Xena's not gay. Oh, why? Just because she's muscular, she needs to be gay?
There's a lot of discourse to talk about Xena, but we won't get into that.
Wait, do people really think Xena's it's probably empowering, but...
Yeah. Anyway, this movie...
the guy who plays Hercules, though, I like his politics these days. Do you know anything about his politics these days?
I have a vague inkling.
Yeah, he's
I'm
super
just like,
right-wing, guys.
Yeah, super Psy. Anyway.
Super Psy is my favorite Korean rapper.
I don't know music. I wouldn't have known that. How dare
you don't know? He's the guy who did. What is that song? Oppa Gangnam Style.
Oh my God, that is his name.
It's Psy, but Super Psy.
Yeah. Okay, this week we watched the movie Make the Yuletide Gay from 2009. It is actually another one of my favorite gay movies go-to that I've watched. I think this is my 7th time watching it. I literally watch it every year for Christmas, like every year. And yeah, I love this movie.
Hey, Rob Williams, if you're listening to this right now, I am very sorry you had to wait through 15 minutes to hear your movie complimented.
15 whole minutes. Anyway, yeah, it's one of my favorites. It's basically it is sort of a coming out story. It involves a guy who is very involved in his gay and lesbian alliance stuff at school. In college. Can
I just say something? Yeah.
He's just got the biggest grin on his face right now.
I need to say this joke. They're also called integer minutes. It's a math thing. You know, there's whole numbers and integers. Laugh into the microphone.
That wasn't a good enough laugh for that. Anyhow.
As the mom would say, anywho.
She said a lot of things, which I loved. So basically, a guy very involved in gay and out and everything at school. He goes home. He puts himself back in the closet because he's not out to his parents, or any of his childhood or high school friends or anything like that. And then his boyfriend shows up for Christmas and he doesn't expect him. So they're trying to maneuver around that, not being out. They have a big emotional fight thing. The boyfriend leaves, then comes back, and then they come out. And yeah, that's the movie. And it all occurs around Christmas.
Hey guys, thank you for listening. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, so that's the quick synopsis. And I believe James has a lot of notes because he was scribbling away the entire movie.
Okay, so in the first, before they even left to Christmas,
the first, for after
when they were
intro,
still in college.
They were still in the college. It's the first 5 minutes of the movie.
That college professor, him saying, "Call me Daniel." Dude, quit being a creep.
It was a little creepy.
He was looking him up and down. Also, I hope to see more of you next semester. Is he implying like, hey, I'm going to fail you because I want to fuck?
Not fail. I think he just means he wants the second part of that.
But
because there was also the other guy there that was like, "Oh, professor," and he was like, "Who are you?" It's like, I was in your class the entire time.
I'm just saying, if you pass one of their classes, chances are you're not going to go to their class because they might just teach that one course.
Well, I think he meant it in a way of,
I'll see you around.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like, he did call him Big Gun, or he said, "I heard you're Big Gun," or something like that. One thing to know about this movie is that it is entirely full of sexual innuendos. Like, every other line is a sexual innuendo.
Which I think might be homo for the holidays. We need to go pack. Oh, we'll be packing for sure. Then...
And this is just the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, I have to hit the road. Oh, can I hit you first?
They didn't say the lines like that, but you get the idea. James has a lot of them, and he should say every single one of them.
What else do I have? I don't think I wrote down a lot of other ones, but I did right when he meets the mom. She says, "It's your mother, don't you know?
Don't you know?"
Oh, man. And then she called her cookies oatmeal yum-yums.
I love the mom.
At first, okay, so I had a up and down with the mom. At first, I thought she was cool, but then she reminded me of my mom by saying things like, "You'll always be my baby boy." And then when she got cool, I was okay with her.
I mean, she is a very mom figure. Like, I mean, she does have a lot of the innuendos, but they're done in a way that it's supposed to be like she doesn't realize that she's making innuendos.
Unless she's talking. Yes.
However, we learn at the end of the movie during a very intense moment that the mom and the dad had a bet going about when Gun would come out.
Which I was going to make the joke of saying, oh, it's much like in Monster Pies when I said, oh, I bet this movie's going to end this way because we keep seeing that rope swing. And then it happens. I said, oh, they probably made a bet and he's going to like come with money. And then I didn't say anything to you. And then for sure, that's what happens.
Good storytelling. Yeah. And because we saw that bet happened and the mom like won or whatever, we can now see that throughout the entire movie, every single time the mom made one of those innuendos, she knew exactly what she was saying.
Especially with like them wrestling, and she stares at the guy's underwear and says, "There's some hungry monkeys on there."
She literally walked in on them like they're making out like hardcore and like undressing. Gunn has his like shirt off, and then Nathan is also in just his underwear. So obviously, you know, there's probably things showing there. And the mom just walks in with laundry, and then walks over and is like, "Oh, those are cute underwear," and like crouches down and just stares at them.
Like stares at maybe his right hip. But it's still his package, which was probably starting to become erect because, hey, you were just about to have sex. So it's going to be a little chubsed.
And the mom's just like, oh, those are cute monkeys.
Hungry monkeys.
Yeah. The mom knew what she was doing. And it just makes, like, every single time I've rewatched it, because I know that, I'm just the whole time she says things, I'm like, she's, it's great. I love her so much.
Can we talk, since, hey, she knows what she's doing, can we talk about Abby?
Yes.
I put down right when we met her, Abby is thirsty for some D, and she wants him to have her. How do I phrase this? Why am I reading it off? She wants him to eat her muffins.
She does mention the word muffins, like I think twice. It comes up.
And I liked her before she made the change.
So that was a little cringeworthy. And you brought it up that you're like, oh, I don't like her anymore, because immediately when she realized that Nathan and Gunn were gay, she like code switches and calls them bitches and like goes into this like, oh my God, yes, like kind of personality. And like that immediate switch was just a little like, ooh, this is, I don't like this.
But then we find out that maybe she's actually always like this and then is putting on a show of, what did she say? Like,
yeah, she said it was just being prim and proper because Gunn liked it and because it's for his mom. But she's really not like that at all. And then we find out that she buys weed from the dad, who is always stoned.
Okay, just a quick thing. I put down first Sven and Olaf. I thought Sven was going to be his brother, but then it's his dad, which I also thought was still his brother because dad looks 35. And then they do say, hey, we had them young, but he still looks super young.
I mean,
and then the dad is a cartoon character. What is his dad? He sounded like a cartoon character, acted like a cartoon character. I also put dad is getting senile at 34, but then we realize that he's just stoned all the time. It does not come off as stoned in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't read as stoned right away, but then like once it's revealed, you're like, oh yeah, definitely. But as far as like them looking young, like I can see that. But on the other hand, my mom did have my brother when she was a senior in high school. And I know by the time he was 22, she still looked like they looked in that movie. So as far as like the age thing, I can see that it works.
Hey, Frank.
That's the first time I've ever seen your cat.
He's going for the radiator, I think.
There's a cat walking through our recording space. And it's so distracting.
Frank, what are you doing? Frank, quit licking your lips like a weirdo. Quit it.
We get easily distracted by cats.
Oh, it happens every single time he comes out here. See, I told you he's going right towards that radiator.
He's a very cute cat. So I can see the age thing. I think the casting was okay with them because my mom still doesn't have gray hair and she could still pass as Anya in that capacity. And my dad too.
I think it's just because the dad, we have a siren going on in the background, guys, but it's fine. That's what happens when you record in the city. Bad. That's from mostly playing PlayStation. Of me saying that, I know it's a song. I didn't create bad. What was I saying? Oh, the dad just also acted like a 20-year-old and he looked young. So all of those things on top of each other made it seem like they were so much younger than they are.
Yeah, I can see that. And the dad was always stoned and he did grow his own plants.
Yeah, I put down dad smokes weed and grows
and sells.
Yeah,
to his wife's nemesis's child,
to his son's ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, high school ex-girlfriend. Abby, like as soon as she switched, she code switched to being like, oh my God, yes. Queen, bitches, blah, blah, blah.
Wonder if my dad sells weed to any of my high school exes.
Does your dad grow weed? We're not going to discuss illegal activities.
Well, no. He lives in Michigan, so
so it's
it's fine. But selling it is not fine unless he has a license, which they're still pussyfooting around on that.
It's just so weird. Anyway, yeah, the dad is he's very aloof, he's very like forgetful, they like do all the stoner stereotypes with the dad, then turn all those into sexual innuendos once the boyfriend shows up. Yeah, continue with your notes, James.
What was the I don't need a girl to blow me to have fun? Wasn't that one of them?
Yeah, I think so. I think that was towards the end of the movie, too.
No, that was in the middle. Or maybe they were talking about smoking weed and then it became a sexual innuendo.
Oh, maybe that was when they were running. That also when they were running was one of my favorite parts.
Had what? I don't know. No, I don't think I had that specific thing written down. The dad was watching the Peanuts Christmas special. Yes. Originally, I thought it would have been funnier if he was just watching the Yule log and like laughing hard at it. But he's going hard. He says, "Oh, that's what this materialistic beagle deserves."
Yeah, and he threw like peanuts at it.
Yeah, he was making up conspiracy theories to go along with the Peanuts Christmas special.
The characters are very fun in this. I did say that the weirdest relationship that I think I saw is the mom Anya and her like neighbor or something like that. I don't remember what the neighbor's name is, but
Heather,
something like that. Yeah. Because they just like they have so much animosity between each other, but they give each other like cookies and like smoked herring and like things like that. And they're just like, you're a slut is like basically the innuendo there.
You wish you could have my husband because he's got a thick hog. That's what Nathan says.
Literally that scene, there was a moment where they were at the Christmas party for the neighbors and Heather and Anya are talking, and Anya's like, "Oh, what about that handyman I've seen around? What about him?" And then Heather's like, "Oh, you mean Diego? He's been around." And then Diego comes and like brings like tiny sausages, and Heather's like, "Thanks, Diego." And then Anya like picks one up and is like, Olaf usually has bratwurst. What's the point?" And then like puts the sausage back, and it's just the amount of that in the movie. I love it, but then I always like forget. So when I show someone else the movie, I'm like, oh, I forgot all of this was here. That's fine.
Yeah, just starting with homo for the holidays. We got to start using that, guys.
Homo for the holidays.
Anytime we say home, hey, I'm going homo.
I don't know how to feel about that. But yeah.
Next time like someone's talking baseball with you, say, "Hey, he's running a homo play."
Just make all sports into gay references. That's my goal. That's the only way I'll understand them. I don't know sports like I don't know music.
No, just play a sports video game and you'll understand it. That's how I know everything about football, baseball, and not soccer because I was playing Mega Man Soccer. That does not track.
I played 4K or whatever, the basketball.
I think it would be 2K. You're thinking of 4K televisions.
2K. I played 2K. I don't know how many Ks I've played. But yeah, the basketball one, I still don't understand it. I just shot baskets.
I played NBA Street. That's how I know about basketball. And then I played NFL Blitz and MLB Slugfest. However, those ones, I just have to say, all the rules are the same besides your feet won't start turning into fire so you can run faster, so you can punch the person in the face. Because in those games, you can punch people and get away with that kind of stuff. You can also be a big old minotaur with a flaming bat.
I just know that I'm very good at pressing buttons intuitively. That's it.
I started playing this tactics RPG game called Jeanne d'Arc. It's so good. It's for PSP. It's a retelling of the Joan of Arc story.
That sounds cool.
And the cutscenes it was made by an anime studio. So the cutscenes are amazing.
I'm going to have to look that up.
It's good.
We've gotten very sidetracked from our movie.
Hey, man, we're good. We're good. We're at 30 minutes.
What other notes do you have for this?
I got a bunch.
Go.
All right. Mom and dad have completely different accents, but then as it started to progress, they both kind of had Minnesota accents. But my male Minnesota accent that I'm used to is Mystery Science Theater. So I'm used to Joel just talking in a very like timid tone. You know, he's Mayor Dewey on Steven Universe for people who aren't aware. I think people who are listening to us definitely either know Mystery Science Theater or definitely know Steven Universe.
Sure.
Do you not know either of those things?
I know of them.
Oh my God. Steven Universe is LGBT as fuck.
I know what Steven Universe is. I just haven't watched it. I've seen a lot of clips on Tumblr.
It's all about another space race who live, and it's just ladies. It's a race of ladies.
They're all like gemstones.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, as far as like accents go, I'm not well versed in Midwestern accents.
You're from the Midwest.
I'm from the South.
Where are you from?
I'm from Tennessee.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking if you were like one state over, that would still be Midwest.
Literally, I'm from the Mid-South is what it's called. But we still have Southern accents there. So no, I have no familiarity with that. Don't you know?
Yeah, that's Minnesota. They should have flipped it. He should have been from Wisconsin and she should have been from Minnesota.
Yeah, and that was one of the things with the movie. When I first watched it, I was like, where are they?
Yeah, I still don't know.
Because they were like talking about, you know, they have these strong Minnesotan accents and everything like that. And then like it's supposed to be the middle of winter and all of them are wearing like thin coats or like just a sweater. And there's no snow at all.
She does say, she talks about Wisconsin and said that's why we moved to better weather. Yeah, warmer weather.
Warmer climates. I'm thinking it's somewhere like California or something like that. I don't remember where it said he went to school, but obviously it's somewhere close enough to drive.
Yeah.
But it's far enough away for Nathan, the boyfriend, to have to fly to New York.
If you got some friggin' gas in your tank and a nice engine, car will take you anywhere, Corwyn.
Are you doing a car commercial right now?
That's pretty much what I'm doing.
He's like, give us sponsors. Car commercials.
Yeah, no, cars are bad, guys. Just take public transit. I hated having a car.
I did too. But that's like the only option in Memphis is you have to take a car.
You're from Memphis, Tennessee?
I'm I'm from Memphis, Tennessee.
It's only $10,000 for a kilo of cocaine there.
I had no idea.
It's from a Young Buck song. It's also from Nashville. He's specifically talking about, and I think it's Memphis, 10 as in 10,000. I don't know how much. Hey guys, if you know how much a kilo of cocaine or crack cocaine costs,
don't tell us. I don't want to know.
Message at Marshland Mullum MULLUM on Twitter.
That's just James. Go ahead and sure.
This dad might know how much a kilo of crack cocaine. I also don't think crack cocaine comes in kilos.
The dad also just smokes weed. We don't hear anything about him doing anything harder than that.
That's all you need. All you need is Mother Gaia's blissful herbs coming into your soul.
Which the thing about weed that was also funny is that Anya brought cookies to the other neighbor, the mean one's Christmas party. And later, Heather, her nemesis or whatever is like, oh, those cookies, interesting texture. Did you put rosemary in them? And then Anya's like, oh yeah, yeah, rosemary. Rosemary. Yep.
When you make edibles, you do not put the flour in there. And by flour, I mean that sweet plant. That's what they call it. It's oils or flour.
Well, I know they use butter. They would use the butter.
Yeah. You boil everything out to get the THC to extract, and then I don't smoke weed.
I also don't bake weed or anything like that, so I have no idea. But that's just what I know.
Weed.
I know that was funny for her to say that because that's not how that works usually, because I think if you just eat the plant like that, you're not getting any of that THC. So like,
as a kid, I once in 7th or 8th grade, I ate weed before school and thought it would get me high. I think it might have for maybe the bus ride, and then I was good.
I mean, it was probably just you like eating it and being like, yeah, I'm going to be high. And just like sort of your body
didn't
tricking
want
yourself.
To be high. I think I told my friends Dan Stoll and Lorenzo Martinez about it.
Yeah, but even if you have that thought in your head, your body can, make it happen.
Okay, hold on. I'm thinking right now.
You're not going to make it work like that. It's a placebo effect, which is very real.
Dude, I'm high as hell right now. Look at my bloodshot eyes. Oh, man, and I have the munchies for sure. It worked.
He's
Corwyn.
So terrible.
I willed myself to high.
I doubt that. I'm going to say no. No.
Yeah, I'm going to look at these notes though, baby. Oh, I did write down what he tripped over while running with his dad. He said, oh, it looks like he rubbed off on ya.
Yes. That was hilarious. They're running, and then Olaf is, running with his dad, and he's like, oh, what do you think of, or he's saying something about Nathan, and then how Nathan he's got good grades or something like that. And then Olaf's like, yeah, he really rubbed off on you, right? And then just Olaf face plants. Olaf and Gunn are the same person, if you didn't realize that. But he just straight up face plants, and it gets me every time.
It's a great feeling when you when like in a positive way, you rub off on someone. It's probably the best feeling in the world. Corwyn, laugh into that microphone.
No. Yeah, that's also one of my favorite moments. There's some, just overall, there's like some weird, like cringy things, especially with the innuendos and like the code switching for Abby or whatever her name is. I think it was Abby.
Abby.
Yeah, Abby. But overall, like I love this movie. It's I wouldn't say wholesome. It's just nice. It's a nice movie to sit and watch, and especially because there are a lack of LGBT Christmas movies in comparison to, you've got all these Hallmark Christmas movies or holiday movies.
Wait, are you telling me Hallmark isn't LGBTQ?
I mean, they might be. I don't know, but
I'm pretty sure Hallmark is. They heavy Christian undertones.
Yeah. So you don't have a lot of gay characters.
We were home for Christmas time this past week, and Nicole and I were in the car. Her stepdad, Brian, was driving us back to the bus station to get onto the Greyhound. And Nicole said, hey, turn on some Christmas music. And he turns one on, and it sounds like a live track to me. And I said, that's weird for Christmas music. And then it fades out. Then the next song comes in, and it's saying something like, you gotta let the Lord in. And I said, hey, Brian, I think this might be Christian music and not Christmas music. And he said, yeah, I realize that now.
Yeah, so there's a lack of these movies, and actually, like the past couple of weeks, I've had a few friends that are like, "Oh yeah, I really want to watch more LGBT movies, and like I really wish there were some LGBT Christmas movies to watch and things like that." And I'm like, "Oh, don't you know? I have the one for you." And it's this movie.
You should have smacked him and said, "Hey, listen to this movie's gay, son."
I mean, I did tell them that I would have, Christmas episodes and holiday episodes, because we also have, last week's episode, Scrooge and Marley, which I didn't know existed, which is great that we got that experience. But yeah, one thing that you should definitely tweet at us is your favorite LGBT holiday movie. Let's get some other holiday movies in here besides Christian-oriented holiday movies.
December holidays too.
Yeah,
people
December
might start
holidays.
throwing us
Please,
Valentine's
I don't care
Day.
about Valentine's.
They'll start throwing us Arbor Day.
I want December holiday movies with LGBT characters and themes.
Some
Please,
right-wing veterans LGBTQ movies. We don't want that. Get out of here.
If that exists, please send it to me just so I can watch it and be weirded out. But yeah, okay.
Well, it would be like there is a subsect of gay men that I've seen in the depths of Reddit.
Oh, yes, they exist.
And that aren't good people. They say we owe nothing to feminism, and
that's something to speak on. There's a lot of misogyny in the gay community, just specifically like the gay community. There's a lot of things in the community that, people are human, and you need to understand that you need to pay attention to yourself and look at where you're coming from and how much hate you have. And yeah, that's what I'll say on that for now.
Hatred has no homo here.
I'll accept that one.
Okay. Tweet it. Hatred
Okay.
has no homo here.
When this episode comes out, that'll be included in the tweet.
Oh, I wish we named
so-
episodes besides the title of the movies, because that would be the name of this episode. Hatred has no homo here.
That would be a great title. That's the title of our movie that we're watching. That we're creating, that we're making.
Yeah.
Don't take it. It's our title.
I just hold on. I need to process that saying real quick. Hatred has no homo here. Could that be anti-gay? But it could also say hatred has no homo here, which is homophobic. Oh man, hatred has no homo here. What? I'm just making sure no one's going to say, "Hey, this is insensitive." I mean, me saying it as a straight person over and over again, that might be.
I don't know. We'll have to analyze this.
I'm trying to process it in my head. So hatred has no home here. So that's saying, hey, hatred. Fuck, man, this is. Hatred has no homo here. I'm just trying to think of what this could mean.
He's like putting his hands on his head, like messing his hair up. He's really trying right now.
Okay. Hatred has no home here. Hatred has. I don't.
I mean, we did have the banner in the last one that was like the Pope something gay. I don't know.
Less condoms, more AIDS. That's what the Pope was saying in a banner.
Oh my God. That one is still confusing me. Anyway.
No, it's tongue in cheek. They're making fun of the Pope, saying, "Oh, the Pope banned condoms and doesn't want condoms." Mm-hmm. Which, hey, if there's no condoms, that means more AIDS.
The Pope banned condoms?
Discouraged condom use because
of there's something in the Old Testament. Yeah,
you shouldn't spill your seed, baby.
Yeah, you gotta have a baby with your baby maker stuff. Yeah.
Hey, I'm never spilling my seed. Got that vasectomy. I can jack it whenever I want, sin-free.
But then you have to reverse that when you're a camera boy, apparently.
What?
Right? Is that how that? I have no idea how that works.
Camera boy? Oh, a cam boy.
Yeah.
Reverse what?
The vasectomy, right? Is that? I don't know.
No, like semen, like
You're still okay. Okay.
liquid
Yes,
is still
yes,
coming
yes,
out.
yes,
There's
yes.
just no sperm.
In it.
Yeah. When I was younger, when I was 16 and thinking about getting a vasectomy, it's been that long. I asked someone who had gotten a vasectomy, a friend's dad, and I said, like,
how does it work?
yeah, and I was pretty much
Obviously,
implying,
I have no idea.
I was implying, hey, am I still shooting out liquids? Because that seems like still the fun of it. I thought the feeling of that was the orgasm, not, the prostate massaging and stuff. But he said, no, it's still the same exact thing. It looks the same, everything. It just doesn't have sperm in it. And I said, okay, that's good. I do want to know if it makes it. A lot of people have said, a gay friend of ours, we were talking and he said, oh yeah, everyone's semen tastes different. Even like mine tastes different than, and I said, oh, I've never done that. And he said, James, you are a weirdo. You have never tasted your own semen. And I said, never have. So I'm wondering if a vasectomy semen tastes different than non-vasectomy semen. Does the sperm give a different taste to it? Corwyn is laughing really hard off mic.
We've devolved this episode into this, which is great. We need to learn.
I mean, this movie had a lot of innuendo.
A lot of innuendos.
We're just not innuendoing this. I'm not
just
saying
straight up talking about it, which is great.
Hey, what tastes better, watermelon or seedless watermelon? It's a great analogy. I'm surprised I came up with it that quick.
That's what. Okay. Please don't tweet that at us.
Oh, I was just about to say, hey guys.
I know you were.
You saw it in my eyes.
I saw it and I was like,
hey
no.
guys, let us know. Seeded or seedless watermelon? Give us a wink too.
I'm gonna forget about this, and then we're gonna get tweets about it, and I'm gonna be like, what?
Duo Grunfox will be the only one tweeting that, and he'll say, hey guys, no wink. I'm not giving any innuendo into this. I like seeded watermelon. Please do not read into what I just said.
Oh, seeded watermelon. Okay. I don't know. You said you had a lot of notes. Do you have more things to discuss with this movie?
Okay, so when Abby was asking, hey, what does he have that I don't? Obviously, the one thing that's for sure. And then he said, well, he's smart and he's so funny, and how it's phrased is calling her, hey, you're dumb and humorless, period.
She's like, what does he have that I don't? And then he's like, he's got a great heart. He's smart and he's funny.
Well,
and she's just like,
she probably doesn't have a great heart because eating all that muffin stuff, that's not good for your heart.
I mean,
and no innuendo in that.
You're just talking about cholesterol at that point.
Because if you're eating muffin, that's good for the heart. It's got potassium and stuff, I think. Not like the actual thing, just like what is excreted does. It's irony. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God. The more you know.
Because that's Mike's super short show. James, don't bring Disney Channel into this.
We don't need that kind of heat, James. The other thing I have, part of him still being closeted, which happened whenever he was driving home. He stopped at the rest stop, the trucker rest stop, and de-gayed himself. He literally dressed more. He took all off his clothes, put on khakis and earth tones and layers and like trying to make himself look as straight as possible and like change his hair and stuff. And that is something very real that happens. So that was a nice moment that I like seeing in this movie. You know,
And then a guy checks him out.
which also happens.
And then Nathan goes to that rest stop.
And the same
and the
guy.
same guy is there, checks him out.
Yeah, that was a little weird. But yeah, as far as like the, taking all of that off and like trying to make yourself as straight as possible, there's countless stories online about people doing that, especially like after Pride events and stuff. So that's one of the like nice moments to see in the movie. That was my final note on that. Besides Anya's like sayings that I loved, don't you know, Christ on a cracker. Oh, crying in the sink.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
Oh, crying in the sink.
Okay, I have just a recommendation. Originally, I thought this house was a ranch-style house, no second floor. But then when they're sitting down, we see that there's a possible second floor. There's stairs. But when I wrote this down, I did not know that. I wrote down, don't do sex stuff in a ranch-style family home. Someone's going to either hear you or someone's going to walk in. That's unless they have creaky, because if someone's walking upstairs, you can hear that.
Not if you're preoccupied.
No, your senses are still escalated. Corwyn, you a dog.
But yeah, we clearly the walls are thin because we also hear Sven and Anya, the parents, going at it later.
Smooching hard.
mostly using words and innuendos, which Gunn found very disturbing. And
said,
Nathan,
"Oh, no."
he's like, "Oh no, I know what this is." And then Nathan's just laughing the entire time.
I got a few more notes. When they went to the party, this dude came up to them and said, "You a friend of Dorothy?" And then they said, "No, I'm so-and-so's son." And then he goes, "That means nothing to me." This dude was drunk as hell. And then we find out Abby is a predator. She says, "I'm going to find the drunkest guy I can to get my rocks off." And then, we see another scene and then pulls back in and we see her making out with the drunk guy.
Yeah, which the Friends of Dorothy thing, every time I hear it, I'm like, oh, Dorothy, like Wizard of Oz. I feel like that's a thing. I don't know enough for sure.
No, it is
to be
a
able
thing.
to speak on
I
that.
believe it's like a friend of Ellen.
Yeah, Friends of Dorothy.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard it before.
Yeah, so that was weird to come from that drunk character.
I'm a friend of Dorothy. I just peeked myself out.
You're the Cowardly Lion at that point. Dorothy.
No, it's not Dorothy. It's Dorothy. You gotta say the 3 syllables.
Yeah.
I put down, the rich parents said, "Oh, we found authentic frankincense and myrrh."
Yes, okay. Part of the reason that, I didn't go over this at all, but part of the reason that Nathan goes to Gunn's house for the holiday is because he was going to go home to his parents, but his parents called him like the day he was supposed to leave and are just like, "Oh, by the way, we want a cruise in a silent auction." And he's like, "Oh, awesome." And they're like, "For 2."
And then he goes, "Wasn't that 3 weeks ago? You knew we had plans."
Yeah. So they like leave him and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're going to tour the Holy Land." So they're in, Jerusalem and all of that. We have no idea anything other than that. But they do say, "Do you want us to get we found some frankincense and myrrh. Do you want us to send some to that family? We can get one of those decorative cases the tourists get, but we've got something better for our home."
I just have a couple more notes. Gunn goes straight for the head with the gingerbread men. Or gingerbread
innuendo.
people.
Gingerbread people. Anya's like, "Gunn goes straight for the head." Nathan's like, "I don't want to touch that." Yes.
Then we also have when the mom is given the gift from the dad. It's a cheese head, and they go into kiss, but they at first don't make it. He runs into the cheese head, but then I said, hey, you ever been so high you couldn't kiss someone? Hey guys, let us know at This Movie's Gay on Twitter. Let us know if you've ever been so high you couldn't give someone a smooch.
Yeah, you can send us that. That's not.
Hey, also let us know. Kilo of cocaine. What's the price tag on that?
Yeah. And Anya's a big Packers fan, which is fun. Yes. I know nothing about football besides that.
More jokes about Packers, even though they made it in the beginning.
It got cut from the first draft.
One more note. You commented on how Gunn had a faux hawk at the end.
Yeah.
And there was a kid in high school that one of our friends was friends with. His name was Steven. And Steven had a faux hawk. And we would always... Our friend Cake really liked Steven. That was Cake's other friend group.
Uh-huh.
And he was always saying things like, have you seen Steven's phone? And it was just a cell phone, like one of those chocolate ones. I think that's what they were called. It was, for the time, a big deal to have one of those phones. But for one day, he was obsessed with it. And then we started branching off to say, have you seen Steven's faux hawk? Because he always had a faux hawk. His dad also owned a dealership, and you better believe we would say, yo, dude, Steven's dad totally owns a dealership, bro.
Yeah.
And then other people started getting faux hawks. I think Robbie Neal, it was his name. He might have had a faux hawk.
It's a very 2009 look.
Yeah. That was around the 2008, 2007 was when they were rocking the faux hawk. I did not like that look, though. It's not a good look. Just because I was always, hey, just get a real mohawk. You'll be punk rock as hell.
But faux hawk is easier to maintain, and you can look businesslike or I had whatever
in
like
fifth grade. I had a mohawk, and I shaved. Then my sister one day put it up and then spray with spray paint for hair, made it pink. And then an hour into school, they made me take it out because it was distracting.
God forbid you have a pink mohawk or your shoulders showing.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Reese Puffer Intermediate School. Fuck off.
Another thing that happened, there is a little like after credit sort of like scene, because during Christmas after Gunn comes out, Nathan like leaves a voicemail to his parents. He's like, oh, we need to, he's like, I love you guys, but I need to talk about my life and my boyfriend and all that with you guys. We really need to, that's what normal families do, and like all that stuff. And just kind of like, having a little release of his emotions with them. We see at the end of the movie the mom like playing that voicemail over the speaker, and then she just goes, the dad comes and interrupts and is like, dickish and all that, and then he walks away, and then the voicemail ends, and she's just like, guess we'll have to set a few more places at dinner or Christmas dinner next year. And we're like, what?
But she did it with a smile on her face.
She did. So it's a good thing. But at the same time, it was like, are they a few places? Are they going to have
the mom and
dad?
Are
they going to have Olaf and Anya there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Abby. Why not? Bring her over.
Jeez. But this movie, I do know at one point they were trying to make a second one. I don't know if they're still doing that. But they do have a novel out of the same name, Make the Yuletide Gay, a novel. I, of course, bought that. And
is it a sequel or just a novelization?
It's a novelization.
Okay.
I think it was an effort to raise money to make a sequel, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I own both this movie and the novel, obviously, because it's something
Do you own
that
the physical copy of the novel?
No, I have it on Kindle.
You got to get that physical copy if they even made them.
I know, but then, like, where do I put it? Like, I don't have a bookshelf. I don't have places for material things.
Just get a long box for comic books.
Yeah, so they do, if you don't want to watch this movie, you can read it. Just support them, support the filmmakers and all that. Yeah, and that was your last note and all that.
Yeah. Hey, and speaking to filmmakers, if you want us to do your movie, give us money. We need payola to say good things about it. Even though the we haven't said a lot. Yeah, we're goofing on stuff, but
yeah, there hasn't really been a movie
that we've hated.
Besides, Gay Bed and Breakfast of Terror.
I loved it.
James loved it so much. I definitely will not watch that again, but I do think people should watch it.
Here's my thing about the movie. I think I've said it on another podcast, is that 30 minutes that feels boring is just because
Cut it out.
No. It's just because it's sandwiched between bonkers beginning and absolute batshit crazy bonkers ending. So that's the only reason why it feels slow, is because it's between two amazing sectors.
But yeah, so far we haven't had any issues, and we actually, I think we briefly mentioned it on the last podcast. The director and writer for Monster Pies reached out to us after that one was released, and I had a nice long conversation with him about the movie and got all of our questions answered and things. So maybe we'll talk about that at some point in the future, because I have all of that info, and he has more movies that we will be watching in the future.
Get it. Plugs. What you got to plug?
Saltbox Theatre Collective, my company, saltboxtheater.org. Please look at our website. Follow us. We do have a show coming out like the week after this podcast.
In January?
Yeah, it's January. Boy Gets Girl by Rebecca Gilman, I think, is the author, the playwright. But yeah, Boy Gets Girl. It's... you can find information on our website. They just tweeted at us, or tweeted at me yesterday. So, we'll be linking stuff in Twitter and all of that. The show is going to be good. I'm going to be there house managing and stuff. So yeah, come support us. That is my plug.
I'm going to make this quick. Listen to Mostly Speaking Sentai. It's Nicole, previous guest from Gay Bed and Breakfast of Terror. Mostly Speaking Sentai, we're talking about the source material for Power Rangers, the Super Sentai series. It's great, even if you've never watched Super Sentai, as long as you have an inkling of what Power Rangers was, you'll enjoy it. We're mostly speaking about that. We're not pretentious. Our intent is to get our friends, our guests into the show, so we're just trying to make watching the show seem like a fun thing to do. And I think we do a good job of that. Listen to I'll Get There with Courtney and Monse, myself included, where it's just an hour and a half of BSing and laughing at the embarrassing moments in life. And listen to What the Hellmouth, the Buffy the Vampire Slayer podcast that I do with our friends TC and Anissa. It's like this, but TC and I are children, and Anissa is constantly trying to wrangle us into actually talking about the show. And check out Mostly Playing PlayStation on Twitch and YouTube, also Facebook. If you follow Mostly Speaking Sentai on Twitter at MSSPod, you'll find out all about that. And check out my raps, I guess. Marsh, space, land, space, monster. You might like. I mean, you'll think it's good, but you'll have no desire to listen back to it. That's what the past has told me. All my stuff's free. I don't charge people to listen to the music. Just check it out, guys. Are we done?
Yeah, I think we're done. Give us a listen. Share us with our friends. Watch more gay movies. Watch more LGBT movies. Watch them all.
Rate, review, and subscribe on things like Apple Podcast, iTunes, or Stitcher. It makes a difference.
Yes, please. Thank you so much.
I've been James.
I've been Corwyn.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, it's Baby New Year James.
You can say whatever you want. I'm not gonna say
Okay,
it's
all
Baby
right.
New Year Corwyn. Unless you edit that out, that small
Yeah,
segment where I said
I
it,
could.
and you could. I know your capabilities.
But you also know how much I don't like editing. I try to make it as quick as possible. Okay, so I'm going to say I'm Baby. No, you go first, because if I go first, you will start laughing.
Okay. Okay. How do we even...
It's just, hi, my name's James. My name's Corwyn, and welcome to This Movie's Gay.
I was like, how do we even do this normally? This is weird. We haven't been on our own in so long.
We're on our own.
We're on our own. Okay. All right. This is Corwyn.
Oh,
I need to give me some space.
Yeah. Or no. I think it was just because we had the microphones turned up really loud. It was fine in the mic. It was fine in the mic. Yo, fine in the mic. Hey. I think I might even need to turn myself up a little.
Turn yourself up.
Just dashing through the snow a little bit.
Dashing through the snow. This is Corwyn. I swear to God.
Hey. No. Okay. I think I might be too loud now, yeah.
Yeah, you're going over that little level.
Yeah, I should have just kept it where I was.
You should have trusted yourself.
Yeah. That'll be good.
That'll do.
Hello, my name is James, and this is Movie Gay. Okay.